So I just finished a shift at the hospital. I volunteer as an Elder Life volunteer, so basically I assist elderly patients, usually 65 years and older, with motion. So we go on walks, we do some range of motion exercises. Sometimes we just sit and have like a conversation. I give massages, like hand and foot massages. So that's how I spend my Tuesdays. That's how I've been spending my Tuesdays this summer at least. And I'm gonna continue doing this throughout my gap year. I also volunteer as a hospice volunteer at the same hospital, but it's through a different program. But yeah, so just kind of keeping it real with you. So it's a really neat program. I've been involved in it since January 2018, and I think that we really do help a lot of people. A lot of our patients are long-term stay, and the longer you stay in the hospital and you're not, in your routine and moving like you usually are, or you're not stimulating your mind like you usually are, you become more susceptible to developing like delirium, cognitive decline, especially in the older populations specifically. And so I think our program really helps a lot of people, and I really enjoy it. It's not like, basic like volunteer shift at the hospital, the usual of stocking shelves and giving out linens, not that sort of thing. It's definitely more hands-on, and it's great for establishing some direct care experiences. And honestly, I really love working with the geriatrics population because I think there is a lot to learn from them. They have been around for the longest time, so they have the most life experience, and like one of the questions I love to ask patients is, what advice can you offer to people in my generation or someone like me? Like, what advice can you offer? Life advice, basically. And I usually get some really interesting responses, and they're just fun to be around and talk to. So yeah, this is how I've been spending my Tuesdays this summer, and it's great, especially right now with applying. Actually year-round, like as a student too. It was great volunteering with this program because it reminded me every week like why I wanted to be in medicine, why I want to be in medicine. So it's a good reminder, good motivator, when you're having like a bad week at school. It's a good reminder for why we're working so hard. So I definitely recommend looking for a program like this wherever you are. But yeah, so now I'm gonna head home, and then I'm probably gonna wash up, pray, and then start working on some secondaries because I gave myself 2 days off, and now it's crunch time. Like, have a lot to do, a lot to catch up on after my MCAT journey. So took time off to work on the MCAT, and now I gotta start working on my secondaries and get those done. So that's the plan for today. So this is a great transition into my second healthcare experience, which actually was direct care, and that was through the Hospital Elder Life program. So I became a Hospital Elder Life help volunteer during my junior year of college, and basically what my role was is that, I was trained to work one-on-one with patients that are 65 years and older and have been long-term stay, so they've been in the hospital for a while. I basically assisted these long-term older patients with daily exercises, early mobility exercises to kind of keep them going, because when you stay in the hospital for a while, you are more susceptible to developing cognitive decline and physical impairments. So my role as a help volunteer was to kind of help prevent that. And I really like this experience because I got to know people's stories. I got to know what their life was like before the hospital or their illness. I got to be like a listening ear to someone who hasn't seen their family in days, maybe weeks, and struggling with this illness by themselves. So I learned a lot. As a human, I learned a lot from this experience. And I also had the ability to give too. So something as simple as like massaging somebody's aching hands or feet, you would see like how much it made their day. It was just a great way for me to learn about how vulnerable patients are and how much communication, listening, empathy can positively impact someone's experience. So I also got involved in another direct care healthcare experience my junior year of college, and that was through the No One Dies Alone program.